Yeah, that's the day finished. I'd just like to give you all a very warm welcome to my channel. If you want to know what I'll be doing on my channel, then go to my featured video and give you some idea on what I'm going to get up to, what I have got up to, and so on. Those that you know me, you know the two bikes I currently own. Those that don't, I have. Oh crap! Put my foot down the wrong side. That's a good start. Yeah. Just it's a bit of a quick kind of a test vlog really, because I've just set up my vlogging crash helmet, and as I said, I have when you watch the featured video, it'll tell you mainly what's going to be on this channel. So yeah, motorbikes obviously being the main thing, and I currently own two motorcycles. One being my Triumph Thunderbird, which is a mid-90s 900 triple. That's sitting in my garage. That only comes out when it's dry. Well, it does these days anyway. The one I'm on at the moment. Come on, girl. She really needs to run out. Yeah, there we go. This is my CBR600. It's a 1991 F2 model. I bought it as a winter hack just to get me through the winter of, if you can call that these winters now, winters, because I remember we had snow and stuff, but anyway, that's another thing. Yeah, I actually bought this as a cheap winter hack for winter 2017 because I had a project bike, which was a Honda Dominator LE650, which I was going to build to go down to Trinity Run and do all sorts of things like that. Basically, it was going to be set up for touring, but light enough to go along tracks where you'd struggle with things like the bigger GSs and all that. But that was another story. Anyway, cut long story short, that bike as I say, it was a rebuild project with the intention being to get it on the road for the winter of 2017. Didn't quite work, I had some teething troubles. That'll be for a separate video. So I thought, right, I need a cheap winter hack just to get me through while I sort that bike out. So I started looking around. I'm going to sit in the traffic so I can have a proper chat. So started nosing around the usual places. Yeah, with 500 quid budget, you know, something around 500 or 600 cc. Just, you know, something to commute about on. I was expecting a Bandit, you know, ER5, something like that. And what actually did come up was this CBR600, and it was actually local as well, and it had a starting price of 500. Had it on watch on eBay, no one bid for it. I'm thinking the reason why no one went for it is because it was relatively high mileage. It had about 85,000 on the clock. But those who know Hondas, well, you don't totally abuse them. They do go on for seemingly forever. Yeah, as I was just saying, cheap budget bike. This come up 85,000 miles on the clock, which I think put people off. And I thought, well, I know what Honda engines are like. Everyone don't abuse them. They'll go on and on. And well, as I say, no one bid for it. I messaged the girl, said, you know, is it still up for sale? And she said, yeah. So was you making an offer? And I thought, well, I wasn't thinking of making an offer, but since you mentioned it, I'll give it a go. I chucked in a 400, see what happened. She said no. So I was was like, okay, give it a go at 450. She said no. She said the bike actually got to about £1,000. So you know, I was happy with 500 quid, to be honest, but in the end I paid the asking price. So I know some people go, oh, what you do that for? But that was it. As I said, 500 quid, cheap winter hat, get me through for those few months I was sorting my dummy out. So I went and bought it. Well, when I first went to go and see it, as I was pulling into the part of Hockley that she lived in, I could hear it being I could hear it running, and it sounded horrible, to be honest. So anyway, I turned up, and the other half said it's like, because she hadn't used it for months, she bought a bigger bike, and they said this was laying dormant, and she literally ran it there for an MOT in Oxford. I think it was like that week. And they said to her, how much petrol did you put in it to take down for the MOT? And she was like, I got a couple of litres in. She's like, well, you've gone from Hockley down to Oxford on a couple of litres and back on a couple of litres of petrol, and you had bug all in it to start with. That's probably why it's running like crap, because it's got no fuel. So anyway, we got took a jerry can down to the station, put that in, and then yeah, it ran a lot better. So I thought, yeah, happy days, sounds like it should, blah blah blah. Done all the usual, the paperwork, you know, and then I rode it home. My first impression was that it was running hot, and when I looked on you there, and when I looked at the MOT advisories, one of them was like the fan wasn't kicking in, so I thought, oh, okay. But it wasn't just that. The reason why it was running really hot was because it had no bloody coolant in it. How the bloody hell could you left it like that? So anyway, put some new coolant in it. No, that's not Rex, that's my Tim. Yeah, so I put some coolant in it, got the fan working, you know, just a straight lead, nothing to worry about. And all crispy. And yeah, I rode it for the winter, no problem at all. The Dominator turned out to be, there's more issues than I initially thought, but as I said, that's a separate story. So yeah, run it for the winter, no problem, and then decided, right, it was time to what was it? No, the Forks, that was it. Yeah, the Forks started leaking, which, you know, it happens. We've all been there. So I ordered some new fork seals, took the forks out, dropped it in at my mate's workshop to sort out, which he duly did. He did message me to say that the forks weren't in great condition. He's cleaned them up as best they could, done the seals, you know, jobs are good, and refitted them. I think it must have been about 6 weeks later, they started leaking again. I'm like, oh great. So well, I knew the stanchions must have been beyond, you know, sort of re-chrome, and it was like, I had to sort of another pair. And the good thing about these old CBRs is that they're so numerous, you know, even these older models, that finding another set of forks was really no hardship. And I think they cost me a pair of used ones were like 40 quid, something like that. So yeah, ordered them, put them in, jobs are good on. Yeah, more trouble-free motoring or biking, and then a little bit later, what was the next thing? Oh yeah, I noticed a leak. I noticed coolant was dripping out from the bottom of the fairing. So okay, let's see what's going on here. So yeah, give it a little strip, and what I noticed, now when I sorted the fan out, I did notice that where the mounting brackets are for the fan that goes up with the rad. The bottom one had actually, at some point in its life, I think the bolt had snapped, and what they'd done in their infinite wisdom was to, oh, I'm not doing this, I should be shooting around this lot, but yeah, what they, yeah, nice of Mr. Beamer. Yeah, so what they'd done, someone in its past had done in their infinite wisdom, was get one of them metal, I'm not talking about the Jubilee hose, well, like the Jubilee hose clips, but you know, one of them metal straps. And what they'd done was they put the strap around the remaining part of the bottom of the fan mount and poked it through the fins of the radiator. So over the course of time, that obviously thin piece of metal Jubilee clip has cut its way into the radiator, hence how the leak started. So I was like, okay, right, took it all apart. As I say, bear in mind, the fan wasn't working when I got it, but I'd sort of got it working again. So got hold of another radiator, no problem at all. I think that was like 30 quid, but you know, again, pretty much cheap as chips. Changed the fan, sorry, put the new rad in, bled it, you know, put the new coolant in. Yeah, it's all good. Oh, I think I'm trying to remember what I did with the fan. Can't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, I put it all back together, and the fan decided not to work, which annoyed me immensely. So what I did was basically had to order a new fan, and I think I ordered a new mount, and I think that's what I did. I ordered a new mount, and the fan, when I swapped the fan into the new mount, that might have buggered it up, I don't know, but whatever. Anyway, so ordered another fan, it's like 20 quid, bolted it all up, boxed around, it works again. Okay, mate. And yeah, that was, so like spring, summer of 2018. And as I said, it was sunny. I'm going to get around that bus. Yeah, it was only meant to be a cheap winter hack, and here we are, January 2020, and I've still got it. And that Dominator project has long since departed. I sold it last January. As I said, that's another video for another time. But yeah, the CBR, you know, it will never win any concourse awards. There's a couple of little rattles, but it goes like it should. Handling's fine for me. You know, light suspension could do with rework, and in all honesty, I could probably do something with the bodywork. And you know, there's one or two electrical gremlins, but you know, every time I go out to it in the morning, choke on, start up, and off she goes. It gets me to work, no problem at all. And it even filled in, not this winter, or sorry, not this Christmas, not Christmas of 2019, Christmas of 2018, my car, I've got a Saab 95, which I love. It's a very, very comfortable car, and there's loads of things I love about it. But back in Christmas of 2018, or leading up to Christmas, the crankshaft pulley snapped, and being a DJ, transport for me is imperative. I was fortunate that all the work that I did have in for that Christmas didn't require for me to take speakers and all the rest of it. It's just my laptop controller, and with the karaoke work, you know, some microphones. So what I did need to take, I could get into panniers and my backpack. So anyway, I'm going to get that's me, it's not the bike, honest. So yeah, the car coming off the road, I had the money to fix it. The trouble was, being so close to Christmas, trying to get it booked in somewhere to get it sorted out was nigh impossible. So I wagered on the fact that, oh crap, I could do with that cash point. I wagered on the fact that I only needed to get to a couple of jobs, and then once January rolls around, the DJ works quiet, I'd have the time to get it to my mate for him to fix. So yeah, I think that was the weekend before Christmas, I think it was, and that's when it went. They always say take me back home, blah blah blah. So yeah, I pressed the CBR into service. Middle of winter, is a bit colder than what it was now, and yeah, it got me up to Leighton Buzzard, up to Aylesbury. Didn't skip a beat, it was good as gold. Christmas Eve was fun coming back because it was freezing and it was foggy, and it was getting that bad on the way back that all the moisture hitting me on my arm and on my visor was freezing. It literally froze my visor over, so that was an interesting experience. But bear with me, I'm just going to get some cash out and then I'll be back with you. Anyway, so yeah, back with you. As I said, yeah, the CBR got me through Christmas 2018 when the car was off the road. It really got me out of a hole. And yeah, 2019 was pretty uneventful. Yeah, just anytime I needed it, I jumped on, you know, made sure it got oil, blah blah blah. Something good as gold. But there is, as I might have mentioned it a while ago, one glaring job I do have to do is get the carbs off and give them a refurb, because I suspect they're quite warm. Judging by the fact that between sort of below 4,000, it doesn't, as you've heard, it doesn't rev or run cleanly. And I've also found that it seems a bit juicier than what it should be. Not a lot, but that it does. I mean, you can see the black crap that comes out of the exhaust, you know. Something like that. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, once I've got them sorted out, then I might harbour ideas about tidying up, because I think it would actually make quite a good track bike, really. As my mate said, he'd done the faults on it. He's like my mechanical guru in that anything to do with cars or bikes that I can't deal with, it goes straight to him. He's a really good guy. And he said, like, for what I paid for it, you know, and for the outlay, he said it's pointless selling it. So yeah, I should imagine it's to stay in my garage as long as I can get petrol for it. So there we go. That's my CBR in a nutshell. Would I recommend one? Absolutely, totally, unequivocally. And it's interesting that other people I've spoken to who did used to own CBRs, actually said they sold them because they were boring. And it isn't that they're boring, it's just because they're so good at what they do. You know, for a 600, the engines have a reasonable spread of power. You know, the top end does make you smile. The handling is so spot on. I just had a thought, it's Chinese New Year, isn't it? Was he open? I don't know. It's alright. I'm fancy Chinese. I didn't finish work until 6ish, and I'm knackered and hungry. Yeah, these things are really good. Alright, if it's something or focused, then probably the Yami R6, or you know, the YZF6 or whatever, 600. Something more powerful, you'd look at the Kawasaki, the Suzuki, somewhere in between the two. But yeah, these are brilliant. Anyway, I'm going to slope off. I shall catch you guys later.